Hello, hello. We are live. Gonna be jumping into some RetroCraft, playing on my Minecraft streaming world. Let me hit sound on it. And boom, there we go. All right. So we have a lot of stuff on the docket today. We are going to be working on the pumpkin and melon farm. In fact, I made a book that has a project list. So let's go ahead and read about it. So, project list. Pumpkin and melon farm, carrot farm. And really we're just going to be kind of expanding on that and designing the holding chamber for all the chests. I've dug it down a little bit and added more chests, but we're really going to be designing that later on. Sugarcane farm, mine design, all this stuff. So lava farm, cow, pig, wheat, potato, beetroot, just kind of expanding all of our crops. Chicken farm, hostile mob farm, a bamboo farm, and a wool farm. Those are just the ones that I have set up, written down so far. We've been just AFKing a lot, just trying to get more crops going. Just that way we can do, once we get our villagers in place, we can just do one big major trading session and get going. This is working really, really well. Getting lots of pointed dripstone, lots and lots. So we may expand this in the future, but as of right now, just being in the area is going to keep this loaded and keep it going. So should be good. But yeah, let's go over to where we are going to be building our pumpkin and melon farm. So one of the reasons why I want to mess with this mine design here is, one, I want to put like a shack above it, like to make it like an entrance to a mine, and then obviously add stairs and make it really neat, and just make a nice design on the stairs and in the walls and stuff. You skilly horses. Okay, so we have lots and lots of stuff. We don't necessarily need all of this stuff. This is just some of the design blocks that I want to use for the housing of it. So, yeah, we are going to get digging and get going, because our pumpkin and melon farm is going to be, I'm hoping we can get at least 2 levels done of it. I want to get at least 2 levels done. So we're going to be putting it kind of in this area right here. How far over do I want it? Let's cut over here just a little bit more. So Minecraft Live was this last weekend, and that's and they announced some good stuff coming up. They've delayed the Deep Dark, which is fine. I'd rather have it polished and late than have it release more on time and be junk. I would much rather have it be a nice polished update than it being rough. Honestly, I think it would go over a lot better. I think people will enjoy it more if it is more polished. It's frustrating when they announced it so long ago and then split this 1.17 up and then are delaying it again. I can understand. That's frustrating. But on the flip side, it is totally within like reason to not have it. All right, so we need... Did I decide if I wanted to? No, I don't like you. I don't like that. I'd rather have you. Okay. Let's go with some of the polished diorite. We're going to use this as our kind of base. Underneath is going to be our big collection area. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And instead of using mine carts and a hopper minecart on rails and things like that for the cup, we are just going to use the what is that called? Hoppers. We're just going to use hoppers. Now let's see. I want this to bump out, but where do I want it to bump out of? There's a nice one hopper. Just do that, maybe? So it'll bump out the front. No, let's do bump out the back. Bump out the back. That'll hide it a little bit better. Okay. And then let's fan this over. We technically won't need, like, for being technical, you don't necessarily need it on every single block, but it doesn't hurt anything. I mean, it does hurt because it's going to technically slow the game down for us, but I'm not super worried about that. Okay. So that's all going in there. Okay. Boom. Back. Pick you. Pick you. Let's actually take this out. There we go. So excited to be building more automated farms. Because once we get a lot of this stuff automated, my AFKs off stream are going to be super lucrative. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay. Actually, I don't want to to do that because the mycelium will spread, and that'll be bad news. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Stick those. Put this here, this here, this here. And we can get our layout going. Grab our seeds. All right, so boom. So we have to go every other, so we leave a spot for one of the, either the pumpkin or the melon to grow. Bingo. Boom. 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 And boom. There we go. All right. So let's go bone meal these. I forgot bone meal. We have plenty of bone meal. We're going to get these all up to snuff here. Or at least close. That found a way. Plenty of bone meal here. Intense focus. Intense focus. Ah! Okay. Oh, what happened here? Did I crush one? Right. So that'll take it. We might get some lossage. Make it some sausage. Don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay. We do need these and these. Ah! What I need is a trap door. That's what I need. Will pumpkins and melons grow on soul sand? Because soul sand isn't quite a full block, like a height-wise. I wonder. That may require a Googling. Oh, over this way. Missed some spots over here. There we go. Okay. Okay. So let's do it this way. There we go. Wonder if I have to put redstone on top of this. I'm sure this works. can't be the only one who thought to do this. Pretty sure this works. I'm sure this looks amazing from the outside too. Just, you know, hanging out. Hanging out. Looks ridiculous. So it is activating the observers. Okay. So I'm sure I'm gonna have to just lay redstone over the top. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Ooh, that used up a lot. My observers. Oh. Okay. Alright, so let's go up here. Ugh. Go over here. Let's add some redstone. Actually, let's put in some light. That's what we need to put in. Some light, some illumination. There we go. Don't think I need to put it there. I think I just have to do it every other. We'll find out soon enough. There we go. Okay. So let's wait until we can see one grow. Actually, let's just do this. So to hear it. Let's grab some bone meal just in case. Okay, that just grew. That had to have just grown. So we do need it on all of it. Now, let's see. Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. Okay. Oh gosh, that was It surprised me how awesome that was. Okay. Let's... Oh, gosh, it did it again. Okay. Let's... let's do a little bit of glass. Okay. Do that. That. So I want to face the jack-o'-lanterns inward. Oh, this is good. This is so good. There we go. One row, done. Woo! All right. We need to make more hoppers. Let's go make more hoppers. Okay, let's dump this stuff off. We're gonna need a lot more hoppers. We're also gonna need more observers. I may not put as many observers on the other rows. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Let's put in less observers for the other row, for the other layers. I think that'll work out much better. We need wood. All right. There. Oh, we already had wood there. Oh, I think we were using that for decorating. Okay. Let's take this. This. Boom. Actually, we need many more hoppers. Okay, let's take half those. Let's take some chests. Boom. And then we will take some of these. This will be good down there. Yeah, take some of these and some of these. Because we are going to make our storage area underneath. Because this is not going to keep up. Alright, so. Okay. Ooh. Gonna get frame ratey over here. Gonna get very frame ratey over here. Oh. Nope. Oh. All right. Let's keep digging. Let's keep digging. Three. Should I put a filter on this? I'm not sure. I think a filter would be, like, it would be great. It's not like it would be a bad thing on this. Just trying to think of space. I probably should put a filter on this. You could reroute it here, have it spit out. Okay. I'm thinking about it. Thinking about how I can manage that. How can I split this? Let's see. I could have it be essentially like one side be pumpkins, one side be melons. I don't want to split it half and half. But I also want to put my traders in here too. Oh, hey, what's up, Grid? I am... You missed me redstoning a little bit. Got a pumpkin and melon farm, automatic farm going. So right now I'm just doing some digging for storage. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to design the filter to filter out. Or to separate the pumpkins and melons. I'm good. Good. I watched Species 3 today, so that was the low point of my day. Other than that, it was a pretty good day. How was your day? Mud and frogs. I'm excited. I get excited when they add new mobs into the game, because new mobs mean new mechanics. And if it is pure, like the frogs eat fireflies, and fireflies will be spawning in swamps, and so will frogs. I just don't know how the game is going to be able to handle all of the lighting updates from fireflies and then frogs going after them. But I don't know. I'm excited. If they are purely aesthetic, I think that's really neat. Some people will not like that because it's just aesthetic. It's not like anything that can like have a function other than to be pretty and be more immersive into the game and just be fun. So now if they are like, if you can manipulate the behavior of the frogs, I think that could be kind of cool as a mechanic to make it useful. Like, use them as a randomizer of some kind where they hop around and land on pressure plates to activate things. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about mud blocks. Mud, I think, is going to be interesting. It'll be... My only concern about mud is that you would think it would be an early game block to use. Because, like, a lot of the blocks that you have access to later on are not like oak and dirt. Like, you have access to those blocks really early on in the game, and I feel like mud should be one of those blocks that you should have access early on in the game. And while you will have access, the threshold of water bottles will make it difficult to get that early game, because you can't, unless you're near a desert, you're not necessarily going to have access to making glass to make bottles. So yes, fine. I was off because a coworker needed to trade for equipment. So it's pleasant. Chronicle Eminem as well. Nice. I got my new phone in today. So I was busy setting that up. It is ginormous. And I've been trying to be really careful with it because my screen protector doesn't get in until tomorrow. And it's also, the screen protector I bought off Amazon also comes with a camera protector. So on the, let me grab it and I will show you. So the camera bump is these three big lenses, and if you look at the side, yeah, I took a picture with my old phone, but if you look at the side, see how big this bump is? It is ginormous, and so each one of these lenses pops up significantly. So what this screen protector gives me is a little thing that kind of wraps around each of the lenses as one piece to make it all flush. And so I'm hoping that will be really beneficial. And then I'm going to order a case later on. I don't want to get a huge, like, super protective case because the phone is already big, and I've with my last phone I had a, I'm sure some cases will make it feel more level because that the cameras do protrude a little bit. So I'm certain some cases will. But my concern with a case is that I don't want to make a bulky phone already, like to make it even more bulky. With my last phone, with the iPhone 10, I had a slim case, so you still get that nice, I mean, we buy a phone partly because of the technical aspects of it, like a new camera and faster processor, things like that. But we also get it because it looks nice. It looks pretty. And I don't want to take away from the prettiness of the phone. You know, it's got a form factor that I want to keep. So I don't want to... I don't want to ruin that. You hit your case, got it 5 below. It was cheap and sturdy, but it's such a dad case, and it's not green. Okay, is it a folio case, like that has a cover to the front of it? I had one of those, and I felt like such a boomer. Like, I had it, and I was like, oh, I feel so sophisticated. And I was like, oh, I just look old. I just look like an old man with my big, bulky case. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see. We can bump into this and make whatever filter we want. So let's decide how we're going to do this. There's a line for what I'm talking. Yeah, right? Like, I had the folio case for a little bit, and it was one of those where I thought I was making a good purchase. I really did. I really thought, I was like, oh, this thing is stylish. And that's when I was like, no, it isn't. It's not good. It's not good at all. So, yeah, I don't want those. Those are ugly. I want these. I want to get a MagSafe charger because it's the wireless magnetic charger to put on the back, and it'll be fast charging. Because the MagSafe charger lets it charge faster. There's some cases that you can get that are MagSafe compatible that will allow the MagSafe charger to work. So to make sure I when I do get a case that it functions along with that. Yeah, it's the MagSafe charger isn't too bad. I gotta get a power brick. I mean, I don't need to get a power brick. I've got a bunch of wireless chargers all over the house. So like I have one next to my bed that charges my watch, my AirPods, and my phone. So that's not a big deal. And then I've got one here that charges my phone, and I've got a couple like wireless charging pucks, like smaller ones, like one down here and one upstairs. So I don't need necessarily a let's split it in half like this. So pumpkins and melons. So okay. But yeah, so I don't necessarily need it, which is nice. I'm not like in dire straits for one. I'll just pick one up whenever I can. I'm going to refrain. Oh yeah. Okay, so before you tell me your complete thoughts on the Flash trailer, Give me your first impressions on the suit. Not the cowl, because the cowl of the suit I know looks bad, but like the suit that we saw like in the cave. What was your first impressions of the suit? I know the cowl looks bad. It just looks too bulky. I'm hoping they will CGI soften it a little bit. But what was your first impressions of the suit? Yeah. Okay, so for everyone who was complaining about the suit in Justice League, like I feel like those people should be like, okay, this suit looks better. It doesn't look like armor. So I feel like it's going to please people in that camp. And from what it looks like this Barry that we're gonna get is a more seasoned, if that's the right word. Like he's definitely going to have been Flash for a little while longer, so he may have designed this suit, or could have or the Speed Force, if it because sometimes the Speed Force in the comics has like a will that it kind of communicates. So maybe it like helped him design a suit or something, because um he because in the Justice League movie he's still learning about his suit. So, but yeah, I thought it looked really good too. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah. What did you think about the second Barry uh re-engineering an old bat suit to be a Flash suit? I thought that was awesome and such a cool thing to do that is very unique to the movie. I do very competitive. Yes. The whole re-engineering an older bat suit to be a Flash suit is very they don't do that in the comics. That's a very movie thing to do, and I thought it worked. I think that's gonna look super cool, especially with Keaton being Batman and them being in that universe, the Burtonverse. So I thought that was super interesting, and such a cool way to show a new Barry Allen or a different Barry Allen having to just come up with a suit on the fly that looks like a Flash suit, but still be protective. Sorry. I bet so too, it's going to be something to where, well, because there's a part where we see him with a bottle of spray paint and he's spraying it on the boots, and I think those are old Batman boots. So I think he is trying to make his suit look like our Barry's suit, just out of an old Batman suit. But seeing Supergirl there just for that little brief moment, I think is super cool. It's so they're definitely going a different direction with Flashpoint. Like, I don't think we're gonna see Thomas Wayne. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Thomas Wayne. I think that instead of seeing an older Thomas Wayne, we're just gonna see old man Keaton Batman, which, for how they're setting up their multiverse, makes a lot of sense cinematically. And it's just essentially just taking the very idea of Flashpoint and then adding it to the multiple movie universes that have happened over the time. Yeah, Supergirl. I want to see her in action. Like, I wonder if she's going to take the place of what Superman was in that storyline, where she was picked up by the government, and so she's been out of contact with people and is maybe a little bit more new to her powers. Yeah, and it's going to be the same people who complain about Batfleck being too violent and too laissez-faire with life. It's going to be the same people, because that's oftentimes the same people who complain. They don't care if Batman nearly kills a guy in the Arkham games, as long as the Batman that they see in a movie holds the villain's hand as he walks into the precinct. I don't know. I get defensive when people make weird that could be it too. So maybe kind of combining Cyborg and Superman's role. So working for the government, but also like found in Kansas. But instead of picked up by the Kents, was picked up by the government. Cyborg was originally supposed to be in the Flash movie. But with... I always point out the time that Keaton should have kicked him in his... Yeah. Yeah. That's, yeah. Like the same people who complain about Batfleck being too violent, will say that either Christian Bale's Batman is like their favorite Batman, or Michael Keaton was their favorite Batman. And I'm like, okay, just so we know, Michael Keaton strapped a bomb to a bad guy, so it only kill him, and Christian Bale totally let Ra's al Ghul die because he didn't save him. That's the same thing for me as the train snaps a guy's legs to prove a point. Well, yeah, that, and he let Ra's die in a train that he derailed. How is that not the same thing as derailing a train on purpose, letting your villain die of wrecking a car so the villain dies? So like the mobster dies. Like, it's the same chain of events. Well, every Batman lets someone die. Yeah, like they all let someone die. But I don't know. That it gets kind of to a like arguing intention, and you can't prove intent. You can only like assume intent in a lot of that, just because of how because a lot of it's always up for the interpretation of the does Ivy die? Bane does, because I think the building collapses on Bane. And I think Ivy dies in roughly the same way. I don't remember. I'd have to... Well, we know the key... She swaps... yes. But does she die? Like, is she still alive? Because, Batman goes to visit Mr. Freeze. Goes to visit Freeze at the end of the movie. And so she's there too, I believe. Yeah. Yes. So we can almost assume that they let Freeze kill her. Like, they kind of, like, I think the assumption there is Freeze killed her, and they let him kill her. I mean, priorities. Yeah. Yeah. I think the intent there, if I could use such a word after just like dismantling filmmakers' intent, is to show that he killed her and they let it happen. he did something and she is no longer an issue. Yeah, exactly. No, but it looks so good. I'm very excited. I want to see more of it. The teaser has definitely got me excited for the Flash movie. Honestly, all the live action movies have me excited. The Batman looks super brutal. Um, and it almost makes it look like a horror thriller. Like, am I the only one getting that vibe? And they haven't showed us a lot of the Riddler's like face. They showed like that zoom in when he's recording himself. Black Adam looks good. They show that zoom in when he's recording himself. They don't show his face when he gets arrested. So I don't know what they're doing. Maybe Paul Dano's a fake out. Like, because Paul Dano is the I think that's his name, is the Riddler, but maybe it's a fake out because they're not really showing it. I know, and this is because I have been really. So you're not the only person who commented on it looking very much like Seven. Straw Hat Goofy on TikTok. He is a TikTok creator and he's awesome. And I don't agree with a lot of his stuff just because he's huge in the fan camp of the MCU a lot, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. It's just he's one of those people who gives them every benefit of the doubt. But he made the same comment about it looking very much like Seven. And I'm like, oh, it does. Like, I was trying to place that style, and I was like, that's totally what it is. I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, Straw Hat Goofy's great. I think he's got, like, his enthusiasm for movies gets me pumped to watch movies. That's one of the reasons why I watch them. Like, whether or not I agree with every opinion he has, but just his enthusiasm for movies gets me excited for movies. And I think that's his intent. I think he would be happy knowing that even if someone didn't agree with him, just like his enthusiasm is what gets people motivated. Not necessarily so, but definitely Spiral. I haven't watched Spiral yet. And I'm mad about it because I've watched all the other ones. Was Jigsaw the last one with the doctor? Not Carl Hughes doctor, but the other one. Was that one? Am I remembering that correctly? Because the one that like brings back John, but only but only in flashbacks. Like they make it to where he learned about this years before, and he does it to like get back at a dude. Okay, that's Jigsaw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I watched that one and I was like, okay. It was okay. It wasn't my least favorite of the franchise, but it was meh. It was definitely had a better cinematic style than I think Saw 3D. Saw 3D was garbage, in my opinion. But I haven't seen Spiral yet. I want to, but I just haven't yet. Which I do agree also had a very similar style to Seven, at least in the trailers that I saw for Spiral. Dang. Yeah, that's really all I can say for it too. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was fine. No, we want you on the outside. Um, Alright. Well-surrounded Snake Eyes. So, oh man. Okay, so I don't remember when I saw the first trailer for Snake Eyes. I looked at it, I watched the first trailer for it, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be garbage. Like, they have really tried to make. I haven't watched Shang-Chi. Uh, I haven't. We haven't been able to go to the theaters. Um, we waited for Black Widow to be available on Disney Plus without paying for it before we saw it. Um, but we're doing the same thing for Shang-Chi. We'll watch Shang-Chi when it hits Disney Plus for free. We don't have the time right now with two kiddos. Black Widow, okay. So the family dynamic of Black Widow, I loved. I could honestly watch more of Florence Pugh. Ugh. Yes. We're just waiting. I could watch Florence Pugh all day. I think that she is a phenomenal actress, and I thought her Yelena was fantastic. I thought she did great. David Harbour has like the worst Russian accent I've ever heard. Rachel Weisz's Russian accent wasn't great either. Neither was Florence Pugh's, for that matter. They weren't great Russian accents, and that kind of took me out of it, especially since Black Widow didn't have a Russian accent like at all. So, and I know she's not supposed to. I know she's not really supposed to. But when she's talking with her family, usually when people of different who speak different languages and sometimes carry different accents will switch their accents when they talk with family. And you would think a super spy like Black Widow would adopt an accent. But yeah, none of the accents were really good. David Harbour's was probably... His wasn't the worst. Rachel Weisz's was worse than his, but his was still pretty bad. Florence Pugh's was probably the best one, but it was all still pretty... like, here, let me say the word Smirnoff a couple of times off frame, or out of frame, and then I'll get to my Russian accent. That's what it felt like. Like they just said Smirnoff, Kalishnikov, and then went right into filming. It did not feel very natural at all. Okay. The fight scenes were really good. Probably some of the best choreographed fight scenes that I had seen in the MCU. I've heard Shang-Chi's are even better. Physically, only 3 scenes. Yeah, and okay, so they did a thing, and this may be a leap, but I'm frustrated with how they handled Taskmaster. They essentially fridged a character, fridged the daughter, just to make her this they essentially fridged a character just so they can make this mindless no talking killing machine that they switch out for a stunt person every time the mask goes on. but they essentially fridged a character that they just introduced in that movie to give emotional significance to a callback from the first Avengers movie. The red in her ledger was the daughter, but they fridged her as soon as they did anything with her, and then brought her back only to be a mindless, voiceless killing machine. How is that properly handled? That was not properly handled in the slightest. That is not cool. Shang-Chi's fights are so good. The lighter ones are super. Yeah, I've heard very Jackie Chan movie fight scene. Like, I've heard that comment a few times from people, which is to me is a positive. That's not a negative at all. I think we're gonna not do these item sorter now. I may do that off stream. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do it on stream. I don't know yet. How high can I reach? Let's do one more. But yeah, so I don't like that they fridged, essentially they fridged a little girl just so they could turn her into a mindless killing machine. I don't like it. It's all in use of the environment to me. Yeah, like I've heard the subway fight is, or the train fight is, or bus fight, whatever it is that's where that mostly comes from. Ones they use in the trailer a lot. But yeah, that was my biggest thing with Taskmaster. I don't care that they changed Taskmaster's, like, the person. I do care that they made it. I do care that they kind of took away the fact that it's an ability of the character, instead of it being like she's essentially programmed with fights in the move sets of characters, like the move sets of people. It's not an ability that she has. To me, I don't care that it was the daughter, or the fact that it was, a girl, because a lot of people are like, oh my god, they took away a male villain. I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that they took away the ability. Like, I'd rather be a shield agent. She's somehow wrong for defection. Yeah, and it could have been, like, maybe, yeah, like, to me, that could have been because, okay, so the fake out that a lot of us were suspecting was Rachel Weisz's character was going to be Taskmaster. So they were already building up, yeah, same. They were already building up for that fake out by having it instead be the daughter. So what they could have done is made it a double fake out by having it be like an agent that was supposed to go in, like Black Widow was like directing an operation, and the daughter died, but they made the shield agent the Taskmaster as kind of like a revenge on Black Widow, kind of a thing. Like, oh, you use this person to abduct my daughter and also to get news on me. I'll turn this person into a cold-blooded killer against you, kind of a thing. Yeah, because she carried a lot of that. Her comical scenes, I think, were really fun. Yeah, and we're not gonna see Red Guardian again. Because I don't think David Arbor signed on for, like, I know that they usually sign on for multiple contracts, but I don't know if he did, because they've stopped doing that after the first wave of stuff. Is she actually going to be in Hawkeye? I know that her and Haley Steinfeld have been, like, FaceTiming, because there's a TikTok. I'd like to see Alexi one of the years. Me too. Oh, she's on the IMDb. That's good. maybe she'll be more than just like the last episode or something. Um, there is a TikTok of Florence Pugh cooking or like making pasta. That's what she's making, handmade pasta, and Haley Steinfeld and her are FaceTiming each other while Florence is making pasta, and they like bite their lips at each other like this, and people are like hardcore crushing on the both of them together, and it's cracking my world up. I mean, it's not like they both aren't, you know, super attractive women uh in in their own right without having to be kind of in this uh in roles that are gonna make them objectified anyway, but still. She's making handmade pasta and biting her lip. Is the third person on? Wow. Maybe she will get more than one episode. Court is flipping about Haley being an MCU because of... That's fun. That'll give some good, like, fighter kind of images to use for, like, character sheets and stuff. Like, action-y poses that she's gonna have. Or silly poses, because I'm sure there's gonna be, like, stills of behind the scenes where she's looking ridiculous. Really? That's interesting, because we haven't seen her in any of the commercials, have we? To me, I'm not going to, like, bank on it until I see them in one of the trailers. True. But I'd still like to see them in one of the trailers before I... Jeremy. That's also very true. But I'd still like to see them in the trailers before I'm like, oh yeah, they're in the movie. Or they're in the show. I think that would be... we may get one more, like, the week before or something that shows, like, maybe one or two more scenes. My only criticism so far that I've seen of it, because the rest of it looks great. Yeah, it is a lot of the same footage. Roger's musical. Okay, so my biggest criticism so far, and it's always my criticism of the MCU, and it may just be how they've edited the trailers. It just looks like a comedy. Like, it looks like an action comedy. It looks like Lethal Weapon, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, man, like, break out of the box there, MCU. Like, Falcon and Winter Soldier had comedic moments, but to me, it didn't feel like political thriller because some of the John Walker scenes were cringy. Like him making his own shield was it looks super, like him making his Kmart shield was bad. But WandaVision started really slow for me because it was like it took them 3 episodes to really get really like solidify the story for me, to sell me on it. But I know I'm pretty alone in that criticism. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there was a lot of stuff they just kind of forced in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that I don't know. Just something rubbed me the wrong way about it. I really don't know how to describe it. It just didn't feel very good. Some of the stuff, like, some of the moments where it talked about... So, okay. So, I love the Bucky and the Bird Boy was pretty good for me. Yeah. The thing with WandaVision And the criticism I get is that it was the gimmick of old TV shows more than an actual story for the first like 2 episodes. Like, I didn't get any story. There wasn't a lot of plot development in the first episode or two. Like, they really, like, it was like a race to the finish the last couple episodes. Like, that's where a lot of people kind of bring up the criticism of it didn't look like that Wanda had a long time to figure out how to use her powers in, like, magically. Because, like, Agatha shows her the thing about the runes one time, and it's not like Wanda we don't see her look at those runes again. We don't really see her dig through books or anything like that to learn anything. She sees it once and then replicates it perfectly, etching it with magic into the walls of the field that she created. So, like, it was just, I don't know, it's stuff like that. Like, it was just, it just felt like a race to the finish. Episodes and every other show, so I don't know. You goofed off the first two. Maybe. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like, had a lot of really good moments, though. A lot of really cool moments. I don't like the fact that they nerfed Bucky. Like, did Bucky seem unnecessarily weak? Like, he seemed weaker than Thanos did in the What If series. Like, What If series Thanos could have gotten rocked by Captain Rogers solo. No, there is no argument for me on that. Like, Steve could have knocked out that version of Thanos by himself. Well, they say in her dialogue that her powers spontaneous gracious. I don't trust that much. It was pretty weak. Just I just yeah, Bucky was way too, like, some of those, okay, he was very toned down. And I guess you could say because, I mean, he had just fought in two, I say because he was holding back, but yeah, but, like, to the point where Sam actually, we don't see Sam get rocked that hard. Like, we maybe do, but it's more because, like, he gets rocked because he's physically overpowered, not because he can't hold the fight. Bucky looks like he can't hold the fight. He should be able to do spinning kicks around those Kmart super soldiers. But I don't know. It was one of those things where that was the weakest part for that for me. The What If series I thought was great, but really all it showed us was how much they were skimping out on the power scale in the MCU. Like, we see Captain Marvel knock Thor from one continent to the next. Like, she knocks him thousands of miles in a hit. We don't see anywhere near that kind of brute strength from any character in the MCU, in the live action. They actually showed Thor and Captain Marvel's, like, actual comic book power in that series. And I just feel cheated that we didn't get to see it in live action. The power scaling for What If was perfect. Like, perfect comic book power scaling. And it shows us how horrible of a character Peter Quill was because T'Challa as Reign Supreme was my favorite by a huge margin. Yeah, but you know what I'm surprised by? I'm surprised there weren't more, like, Mephisto people from that. Like, people who are like, oh my gosh, it's Mephisto. Because, like, he literally channels a lot of the powers that come from Mephisto. Yellow Jacket, yeah. We actually got to see actual Yellow Jacket. That was nice. What was it? Captain Carter was good, but it was like, we always knew that she would have been good. Peter Quill sucks. Yeah. Yeah. But, like, it really just showed that Peter Quill is the weakest version of Star-Lord. Like, the MCU, the live action, got the weakest version of Star-Lord. Like, the worst version. Like, there's a lot of that where I'm just like, oh, Vision could have split Thanos in half while Thanos is holding the gauntlet with 4 of the stones. Just split them in half like it was nothing. Like, it did not look like Vision, Ultron Vision was trying in the slightest. When he said, oh, that's interesting, zoom, cuts him in half. There's no, like, it just showed us how powerful of a character Vision was and how cheated we got because he was taken out of the fight so early on. They introduced a super strong character in Age of Ultron and then neutered him in Civil War by making him kind of like this passive observer who doesn't really fight until his shot misses Falcon and hurts Rhodey. Why isn't that version called Ultron Infinite? Ultravision? I think Ultravision sounds better. Ultron Infinite... I don't know, man. Like, their naming conventions are not always great. But, so, yeah, Captain Carter showed us that not why she deserved to be captain, like, to have the super soldier serum, because Steve Rogers was still a good guy. Like, she was a little bit more brutal than Steve was. And I think it's because, you know, she had seen combat, like, beforehand, so that kind of colored her her transformation. That's kind of why I think her version of the serum, her transformation, made her seem a little stronger and a little better. Is because she had already seen some of that combat and was already, like, aware of a lot of fighting and things like that. So, like, I don't know. Alright, so that's gonna fill up, and it's gonna be awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and start adding more. I need more hoppers. Need more hoppers. Let's go ahead and add this layer first. What was my favorite episode? I would have liked to. We're gonna see it in season 2, but the Gamora episode, um, Gamora Stark. I think, yeah, we're gonna see that episode season 2 because it got cut from season 1, which is why the last episode was so kind of jarring in that aspect. But I'm interested for that one because I think that's the one where Tony doesn't come out of the black hole, or from the hole in the first Avengers movie, where he takes the nuclear explosive through the hole, and he doesn't come out in that universe. So he just ends up floating around in space and gets picked up. So I'm anxious to see how that one is. Just so they can shit on Tony Stark some more. Oh man, you can definitely tell that the whole point of the What If series was to just rain on the Tony Stark parade. Oh my gosh. It was fantastic. But the T'Challa one was probably my favorite. Because it was like if Guardians of the Galaxy had been, like, if Star-Lord led a team well. I mean, technically he did survive that one. Need to cut down more trees. What was I gonna say? But yeah, the T'Challa Star-Lord one was really good. The zombies one was good, and they actually, like, pulled a lot of material from the actual Marvel zombies, which is surprising because usually they just take, like, just the skim off the top. They just skim the top of the idea and then make up something else and just call it that. But yeah, they pulled in a lot of stuff, like the whole idea of Panther, the whole head in a jar thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know if you have heard this, but there's a rumor going around that in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that Chris Evans is going to be back, but as Johnny Storm. Like, just for like a cameo of, like, the Fantastic Four verse, which would be awesome. Oh my gosh. Like, it would be, and I'm sure he had such a fun, like, he plays joking characters really, really well, and that's what most of his characters were when he first started acting. I would love to see that, because I think it would be amazing. Like, I feel like it would be the thing that, especially if they kept it a secret, like in Free Guy, like if they just kept it a secret. Yeah. Like because that whole little scene, they kept a secret. If they kept that a secret, and it just showed up in the movie for like 10 seconds, not even that, like a 3-second little cameo of, like, Doctor Strange opening up a portal to another universe, and you just see this being on fire flying by, And then he kind of stops, and you see the fire peel away, and it's Chris Evans, Johnny Storm. Oh, it'd be so good. It'd be so good. Like, oh my gosh. Like, oh, I would be grinning nonstop the rest of the movie. Like, nothing else could nothing could ruin that movie for me. I just really hope they don't use the multiverse to cram in. Well, I think I know that. I just don't want them to use Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness as their way to cram in mutants. Which I think it will. I think what they're going to do is how they're going to kind of thing is that it's going to blend some of the universes together to make a singular universe, or like a prime universe while others are still existing, kind of a thing. It's hard to tell with, oh my god, Loki was a mini series that happened. I completely forgot about it. Maybe it's because it was one of the first ones. I don't know. Like, I completely forgot about Loki being a show. But maybe if they... Yeah, Loki happened. And the thing is, Loki wasn't bad. I enjoyed Loki. I wanted more Kang in it. But can I say Kang was perfect. Like, and I love the fact that it's not going to be the Kang that we see realized as the next big villain. But dude, I called Kang. I called it. My reasoning for Kang wasn't correct, but I called Kang as the next big bad. I totally called it. Oh, I called this, what, 2 years ago? Right after Endgame. No. 3 years ago? When did Endgame come out? I don't remember. But I called that. As soon as Endgame came out and I saw it, I called it. I called it that Kang was going to be the next big bad. Because they messed with time travel. I'd give up all of Kang for season 2 of Lovecraft Country. Oh, dude. Okay, so HBO has got to be shooting themselves in the foot because Lovecraft Country cleaned up at the Emmys and it was canceled. Lovecraft Country, won like 6 Emmys and was canceled? Not renewed, canceled. Yes. The writer, she released it. She released the roadmap, and I too am very upset. That show was beautiful. It was like one of those shows. It's like The Sopranos, where like people will like. To me, I feel like that show is going to be another show like The Sopranos, where people will look at that and be like, this is like television changed. Because people will say that about The Sopranos, that when The Sopranos took off, that was when people were really starting to see television as a media that was just as powerful and cinematic as movies. Like, that show needs to be celebrated at every venture. Like, even its low points were good because they like let you explore a new character or see a character's faults. Like, the main character, he is not very accepting of his father at all. But that's like But that's like the point was, you know, that even though racial injustice was a huge driving point of that show, that the injustices by those of different sexual orientations wasn't going to be as accepted by others as well, and it really pushed that, and I thought that was so good. Oh, so good. It's one of those shows that I would almost, oh gosh, like, I feel like I would pay to watch that show brand new. Like, yeah, I would probably pay to watch that show fresh. Like, if I could relive each episode for the first time again, oh, you do. It's just, and it's not like it's perfect, but gosh, it's so close. It's darn close to being perfect. She is pretty scary. Like, but I think that's the point. Oh, but I love that show so much. Man, I wanted to see another season of that, of Watchmen. Watchmen was so good. Ugh. Watchmen was just one of those shows where you just are amazed that, like, it looks ridiculous, but it's kind of playing on that fact, like the ridiculousness of superheroes, which is what the original Watchmen did. Kind of the funny outfits and things like that. I think that was just so good. Ooh, I haven't watched the new Doom Patrol yet. The new season. Watchmen. Invincible, Doom Patrol. Maybe. I'll think about it. Thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate it. Did I use up all those hoppers already? That's not good. Maybe. Who's all playing, if you don't mind me asking? Or who do you have in down for it? Not that that would color my answer too much, just because I usually can hang with most people. Okay. Okay. So when your laptop comes in, are you gonna pick up some Minecraft? Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll play. I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to play. I'm sure Brendan and Lorelai would teach you how to play too. Or Kid 1, Kid 2. Oh yeah. And Minecraft's not it's not super expensive either. It's like 20 something bucks. It is, and there's like, yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty fun. It's a good game to just kind of like zone out. Like if you just feel like zoning out and doing something, go dig a hole. Yeah. It's such a good, like, nice, relaxing. Like, I will sit and just dig for an hour. You know, it's not always a game that you have to put forth a lot of, like, you don't always have to put forth a lot of, like, effort into cognitively. Um, but yeah, you could definitely listen to music or an audiobook. Yeah. Well, and what's nice is, like, you're still getting something accomplished. Like, it's not something that like, let's say, like for me, if I wasn't streaming, I would just be sitting here watching a movie, like in the background, like over here on my other screen. um it just, I get a lot of, like, I watch a lot of movies that way, or I'm playing this game and a couple other games. Like, I will play I will sit in AFK in this game and build up resources while I'm just sitting here, and then play New World for a little bit. It's like once you get to the point where you have things automatically going, you can AFK and just build up resources. Like if I wanted to build up enough resources to build something else, I would AFK for a night or a day, and play other games on the side. Um, hmm. Let's say goodnight because it's 11. I want to play a little bit more teams. Yeah, I might do that. I'll be finishing up here in about 10 or so. About 10 minutes or so. I'll probably be up until midnight or a little later. But after stream is done, I am going to get it all ready to export over to YouTube. And then, yeah, I'll hop over on PlayStation. Should probably play a little bit more Miles Morales, because I haven't done that in a little bit. But thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Bye. All right. Getting close. I need these. There we go. There we go there. Well, let's poop. Pumpkin seed. Need a pumpkin seed. No. Boom. Okay. Let's put 1, 2. Let's put 1 here. Sleepy sleep. Sleepy sleep sleep sleep. Oh gosh. Come over here in the water. Come here. Oh, there's 2 of you. Come here. Haha, you die. One, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did I not put one here? I thought I did. I guess not. All right, let's start over in this corner. And go. All right, boom. Boom. It's like almost, it's confusing, but only if I like think about it too hard. It becomes kind of confusing. Like this one there, okay. That'll be my exit. Okay, boom. Boom. And I have the trapdoors here until, in case I make a mistake. Okay. Okay. Did I make any mistakes? I don't think so. Let's redstone it. Let's take this off. I wonder if I put target blocks, if that would work better. Like if that, oh, it worked. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's get that all boxed in. Sweet. Okay. So let's put you. Actually, we need to put you like this. There we go. Once I can get it started, that's not too bad. Actually, can I do it this way? Can I do it from the top? Maybe I can do it from the top. There we go. That's the ticket. Boom. 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 Okay. And that's done. All done there. Sweet. All right, let's look at our handiwork here. There we go. Okay. That is looking good. All right. Oh man, that's gonna produce so much. Ooh, that's gonna be a lot. Okay, let's go put this back. That's gonna be so much. I'm excited because it's a lot. But we're gonna call it there for the evening. No, you stop. All right. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. It was a pleasure having everyone here. Thanks, Grid, for hanging out. But yeah, if you want to catch me here more on Twitch, go ahead and hit that follow button. Hit that notification bell. Yes, notification bell. If you want to see me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, it's all at Mr. Retro. That's MMRRETRO. That's 2 M's, 2 R's, ETRO. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the very end. These videos go all the way to YouTube, and they will be up by noon tomorrow. So if you missed something at the beginning of the stream, you can always check it out tomorrow on YouTube. And it's also at Mr. Retro there. If you like it, like it. If you want to see more, subscribe to it. But thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.